Hey everybody, welcome back to Venture Outdoors with Kirk. This is my deer hunting video on my trip to Michigan, and did something I'd never done before in all the years I've been hunting, so that was kind of neat. Put a lot of time in the stand, saw some deer, had some things go right, some things go wrong, but either way, it was a fun trip. After a long drive back to Michigan, it was about 12 hours. I was kind of tired. I needed a little bit of a power nap, so what else do? You grab a power nap. Start dreaming about all those bucks you're going to see. The amount of bucks that we were getting on trail camera had me really fired up. I was just really ready to put the time in and committed to getting a decent deer this year. Whoa, hit the brakes. Come on. Who hasn't had Jessica Alba pop into their dreams once in a while? You guys leave me alone. This is my dream. But hey, let's get refocused. So while I'm getting refocused, concentrating on these deer, if you are new, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'd appreciate it. Hit that thumbs up, hit that bell notification, and I'll get back to dreaming about putting some venison in the freezer. After dreaming about all those big bucks, I'm ready to go. Unfortunately, there's so much corn in the area. It's tough hunting right now. Seeing a few small does, just nothing with any size. I've hunted nice days. I've hunted in the rain. I've hunted in a blizzard. I mean, I was out there day and night, putting my time in. This is one of the other spots I was trying to hunt. I had a lot of sign over here. Basically, it was that time of year. Farmers were getting in the fields, and rut sign was starting to pick up. That's the tough thing about hunting multiple spots. As soon as you leave one, that's when they show up. This guy showed up at the blind I'd hunted for 2 weeks when I went to my other spot. At this point, this is what I thought I was going to end up with. Where I'm hunting is the purple blind, and there's people hunting all around me at these other blinds. But everything outlined in red is all corn. There is corn everywhere, several hundred acres. So I needed some of that to come off. Now they've started to pick some of the corn in the area, so I thought the movement over here might be good again. And I was basically right. I had 2 bucks come out this morning. The bigger buck was with a doe, so I just never had a chance to call him away. Things were really starting to get interesting now. After being in the blind over 100 hours, I'm just happy things are starting to pick up. Now this is the next morning, and as soon as I got in the blind that morning, the buck came out again, and he was by himself this time, so I was able to start calling and trying to work him in a little bit. Unfortunately, what you can't see is the buck has moved up towards me just off to the left into the timber line, and he's probably about 60 yards away, but he's headed to the north from me, which is on a neighboring property. At this point, the buck has moved to my left, and I believe he's on the neighbor's property, so I'm trying to grunt, do what I can to get him back, and I've lost track of him. Then after another few minutes, boom, I see him through the trees headed away from me up the fence line on the neighbor's property, so I pull out all the stops. Like I said, I had nothing to lose, and that actually turned him around, and he was coming back. But like I said, these trees are blocking my view. I saw him coming back towards me, and I just lost view of him again, but I knew he was coming. Well, at this point, I've been messing with this deer over 45 minutes this morning, and since I've called him and brought him back towards me, I've lost track of him. I can't find him. I have no idea where he's at, so I'm just kind of watching around. He's got to be around here somewhere. But I'm going to fast forward through some of this. Basically, just several minutes pass by. Never fails, right? Not a sound, didn't hear a thing. He snuck right in on me. The only thing I could figure out is he hugged that fence line on the neighbor's property to my left, snuck right around me, came right by the blind, and looped right out to this side of me. By the time I got him stopped, there was a few branches hanging there, but I didn't think they were a big concern. You can see him standing right there out the window. I'm so mad right now. I believe I've caught this buck on a trail camera too. Just a nice looking 8-point. That's the one I was waiting for too. Oh my God. I haven't been using my bow because it's a lot harder to draw in here. I don't have the room. If I'd have had my bow, that son of a gun would have been dead. Oh my God. I'm just sick. All the time I put in. Hours, weeks, and I frickin' miss him. I don't know what happened. Oh my God. There it is. I just came back. Wanted to double check that crossbow, and that bow is dead on. So what happened, I think it hit one of those limbs, because at that elevation, that arrow should have been sticking straight in the ground and pointing up, and it wasn't. It was flat to the ground, almost buried. So with that trajectory, it had to tick something, hit something, it just flipped and went. So it must have hit one of those limbs. Now that I had that buck showing up, I needed that cornfield to stay just a little longer, but the farmer showed up that evening and ended up picking the corn. So it kind of changed their patterns. We had rifle season starting in just a couple of days, so I was going to hit it hard, hoping to get one with the bow, but if not, I'm going to have to stick around for the rifle. Farmers were hitting the fields pretty heavy. They were combining beans at the other spot I was hunting, so there was activity going on everywhere. Okay, everybody, you Didn't get to see the shot because it was very first thing this morning, but I'll take you on the recovery here real quick. But I was up at the house this morning having coffee, looked out the window, and there's a buck standing right here in the cornfield, and was able to get a shot on him. So head down here and get him taken care of, get a couple pics, but I haven't even had a chance to gut him yet. Let's go check him out. The reason I wasn't sitting that morning is I'd shot a doe the night before, and I'd already had a couple deer I was going to try to take care of that morning, and this guy just happened to step out. I saw him out in the field before it even got light out. He was with a couple of does, and after some time went by, I looked back out there, and he was standing right here on the edge, another 10 yards to my right, and he'd have been in the neighbor's property. So I had zero time to make a decision. I've been deer hunting since I was 13 years old. We've always been hunting some other family property. And the doe I shot last night and this one are the first deer I've shot on the homestead that I grew up on. Decent little buck. Tastes good. With all the hours I put in hunting deer, I was not going to complain one bit that I got this while I was drinking my coffee, basically. Hey, I appreciate you watching this video. If you like this, hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up, hit that bell notification, and we'll see you in the next one. God bless and take care.